This is the Horse Radio Network. This is episode 504 of the Stable Scoop Show. Please support our title sponsor, Springtime Supplements, as they make this show possible. The rest of the scoop is back as Gail Stewart brings us an original called Archie's Constant Companion. This is Glenn the Geek, and you're listening to the Stable Scoop Show on the Horse Radio Network. The rest of the scoop is the premier storytelling podcast for the horse world. A short 5 to 10 minute story, professionally written about historical horses or horse people, told in the style of Paul Harvey's The Rest of the Story or Mike Rowe's The Way I Heard It. We have about 20 of them already. If you have missed them, head over to stablescoop.com or any podcast player. Just search for Stable Scoop. They started about episode 482. Gail Stewart, author of 100 Horses in History, writes today's story and shows that kids and their ponies have a very special bond. The second edition of 100 Horses in History is now out. She added the last 2 Triple Crown winners, American Pharoah and Justify. You can find it at Barnes & Noble. Search 100 Horses in History. We will get to the story, but first, Springtime Supplements has been dedicated to improving the lives of horses with the Springtime brand of supplements, and they've been doing it since 1979. I asked the HRN auditors about using Springtime, and I got comments like this. Yep, I've used their spirulina for my COPD mare and the dog joint products. Their customer service was good, shipping always on time. And another said, I use their daily calm for my mare. And another auditor said, I use their dog joint supplement. It works really well. Springtime offers supplements for joint health, immune support, calming, hoof and coat, insect control, and much, much more. The pros of Springtime use only the highest quality naturally sourced ingredients and vigorously test for quality, purity, and safety. I trust Springtime, and so do many of your fellow listeners. They know horses, and they know supplements. And for the listeners of the Stable Scoop Show, you receive an automatic 15% off and free shipping for just mentioning this show. Be sure to go to springtimeinc.com/stablescoop, springtimeinc.com/stablescoop, or call one of their knowledgeable reps and be sure to mention the discount code STABLESCOOP. STABLESCOOP is the discount code, all one word, all caps. And don't forget, Springtime also has a full line of canine supplements to keep your dogs at peak wellness, too. That website, again, is springtimeinc.com/stablescoop. Archie's Constant Companion by Gail Stewart. American President Theodore Roosevelt was a take-charge kind of guy. A let's-have-some-fun adventurer who embraced any challenge that came his way. An attribute he passed down to his children. He was known to say, "By Godfrey, that was fun." And that sense of adventure and fun was found during his term at the White House in Washington, D.C. from 1901 to 1909. There was a whirlwind of pranks, shenanigans, and hijinks. The president and the 6 Roosevelt children ran obstacle courses in the White House halls, staged pillow fights that sent feathers flying, and played games of hide-and-seek. At the heart of much of the White House mischief was a large menagerie of mammals, fowl, and reptiles. Once Quentin, the youngest of the Roosevelt brood, burst into an Oval Office meeting, hugged his father, then spilled a sack of 4 snakes across the presidential desk. Dignitaries scattered and snakes were rounded up, and the meeting reconvened. Other resident pets included a small bear named Jonathan Edwards, a lizard named Bill, a one-legged rooster, cats, guinea pigs, dogs, and horses. Especially dear was a black and white calico pony. He was Archie's constant companion. Who was Archie, you ask? He was Teddy Roosevelt's next to youngest child. The 33-inch tall pony and Archie were constant companions and capered about the White House grounds and the first family's home on Long Island at will, posing for photographers and entertaining visitors. Except in 1903, concern hung heavy over the executive mansion. It was April, cherry blossom month in Washington, and upstairs on the second floor, 9-year-old Archie lay ill in bed with the measles. In those days, before a vaccine was available, measles was a highly contagious, devastating children's disease. Archie was sick, lonely, unhappy, and banished from the merry-go-round of fun that filled the marbled, hallowed halls of the White House. Most of all, Archie missed his constant companion. He begged his mother to let him visit his pony just once, but no, she insisted, stay in bed. Like his young master, the pony enjoyed first-class accommodations, Victorian-style stables located on the White House grounds in a secluded grove of trees. It could house 25 horses, 12 carriages, and a pony. The stables were Archie's playground. But now he considered himself a second-floor prisoner in the White House. Archie's older brother Kermit and younger brother Quentin were like their father, take-charge kind of guys. They could no longer tolerate Archie's misery. They conspired with White House footman Charles Reeder to commit an innocent White House crime, a daring escapade, something no one had ever attempted in the formal and fancy White House. The three co-conspirators slipped out of the mansion, crept to the stables, haltered Archie's pony, and all sneaked back into the White House. Try as they might, any attempt to keep the visit to Archie a clandestine operation failed, given away by the tap-tap-tap of tiny hooves on polished floors. White House staff was too overcome with surprise to sound an alarm. The pony and his entourage entered the elevator. Charles pushed the second-floor button. The pony shivered and shook and looked about wildly, but as the elevator started up, he settled down for the short journey to his master's room. They opened Archie's bedroom door and tromped in, thrilling Archie, who yelled a cowboy-style whoop. The pony, startled, slipped and fell on the floor, creating a commotion that brought the family running to Archie's room. The president, so goes the tale, issued a light-hearted scolding to those involved. The sickbed visitation made page 1 of the New York Times. Quote, Charles led the pony to Archie's room and ushered it in, reported the Times on April 27, 1903. To say that Archie was delighted expresses it mildly, and the pony seemed to enjoy the visit. This was the first time a horse has ridden in the White House elevator. After all, he was Archie's constant companion. Archie's pony enjoyed himself so much on the trip down the elevator, he didn't want to get out. He wanted to linger for a while, looking at himself in the reflection of the elevator mirrors. Archie recovered from the measles, and all was well again in the Roosevelt household. The Washington Post observed that the pony was very good-natured but a spirited little beast. President Roosevelt admired the pony, saying he was as knowing and friendly as possible. No one knows who named the Shetland Icelandic pony, who was given to Archie by Interior Secretary Ethan Allen Hitchcock. But the president used a certain Canadian Indian tribe's name for chief, Sagamore, when he named his Long Island estate Sagamore Hill. So perhaps it was the president, in honoring that tribe, who gave the pony his name. Archie's constant companion was called Algonquin. This story was written by Gail Stewart. I don't know about all of you, but anytime I hear about Teddy Roosevelt now, I picture Robin Williams and Night at the Museum. We miss you, Robin. For details about today's show, go to stablescoop.com. If you didn't know it, you can get a Horse Radio Network app for all 15 of our shows. Just search for Horse Radio Network on iOS or Android. And we love your feedback, or if you have an idea, let's say, for a topic for a horse or a person in history that was equestrian related, drop me an email at glenn@horseradionetwork.com, and we'll see if we can put it together. Many thanks to this week's sponsor, and our title sponsor, of course, is Springtime Supplements. You receive an automatic 15% off and free shipping just for mentioning this show. Be sure to go to springtimeinc.com/stablescoop. And you can visit all the great shows on the network at horseradionetwork.com. That's it for this time. We'll see you in a couple of weeks with another terrific Rest of the Scoop. Happy scooping, everybody.